All right, so at the top of your paper, please write down 5-number summary notes. Okay, I want you to take notes that's easy to look back on. Okay, so the 5-number summary, okay, it's kind of like how it sounds. We're going to use 5 numbers to represent our data. Okay, the first one that we find is the minimum, which is the lowest number or the smallest number in the data. Okay, which I think most of us know how to do. It's just going to be the smallest one. Okay, I'm going to skip down for a minute and talk about the maximum because that's kind of the next one that I usually like to find in my data. So the maximum is the largest number, okay, the highest, biggest, okay, whatever word you want to use. Okay, and then I'm going to skip up to median, okay, because we know how to find the median. We just did it in our warm-up. Okay, the median is the number that's in the middle of the data. Make sure that the data is in order from least to greatest, though, when you do find the median. Now, we have a few new words that you probably haven't heard of before. Okay, quartile 1 and quartile 3. Now, we know that the median is the middle number, and that just kind of splits the data into 2 parts. Okay, it splits it into like a smaller half, the smaller numbers, and then the biggest half, the bigger numbers. Okay, and quartile 1, okay, quartile 1 is the median of that smaller half. Okay, so again, we know how to find median, okay, but this time we're going to do it again, but just with the smaller half of the data. Okay, and very similar to quartile 3, but we're going to find the median of the larger half of the data. Okay, so we're actually finding the median 3 different times. We're going to find the median of the entire data, and we have to do that first because that helps split that up into a smaller half and the bigger half. And then we take that smaller half, find the middle, and we take that larger half and find the middle. Okay, so not too difficult, but we just have kind of new terminology that we're using. Okay, quartile 1 and quartile 3. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, I have what's called an IQR. Okay, an IQR you'll see a couple times, probably in the future, interquartile range. Now, we know how to find range of irregular data, taking that biggest number minus the smallest. Okay, but interquartile range, we're going to take that quartile 3 and subtract the quartile 1 from it. Okay, so very similar to range, but this time we're using our 2 quartiles that we found before. Okay, so take a minute and jot down these notes so you have them, and we're going to go through 3 examples. All right, write down this data here that on the board. We have 5, 7, 8, 10, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, and 19. Okay, so what is that, about 10, 11 numbers? All right, so first, like I said in the last screen, I would find the min and the max first, because those are just easy to identify, min and max. Then you need to find the median before you find your quartile 1 and your quartile 3. Okay, so we know how to find the median, that's the number in the middle, but in this case we have 2 numbers in the middle. Okay, so when we have 2 numbers in the middle, okay, we find out what's in between them. You can add them together and divide by 2, that's another way. Okay, but I know that 11 is in the middle, so that is my median. So like I said before, the median breaks the data into 2 parts. Okay, so since our median, okay, was 11, okay, I kind of like to draw a thick line through it, okay, so that I know, okay, this is my lower set and this is my upper or my larger set. Okay, so for this example, I end up with 5 numbers in my quartile 1. So I have 5, 7, 8, 10, and 10. And for quartile 1, all we do is find the median of those 5 numbers. Okay, so here 8 would be my quartile 1. Okay, and with my upper set of data, I have 12, 13, 15, 16, and 19. Okay, and 15 would be my quartile 2. All right, so here I have a box and whisker plot at the bottom of the screen. Box and whisker plots are usually placed on a number line. Okay, so you've seen number lines before in inequalities. Okay, and we also use it with our line plots. Okay, but we can also use our number lines for box and whiskers. So I kind of have it color coordinated here so you can kind of see where everything is placed. Okay, with our min and our max, okay, those are in green. Okay, those are kind of connected by what we call whiskers. These lines here, okay, we call those whiskers. Okay, hence the box and whisker plots. Okay, then my box is made up of my median, which is in the middle. Okay, I have that one line I drew there. And then my quartile 1 and my quartile 3. Okay, those are like the ends of the box. Okay, so take a minute and sketch this box and whisker plot just so you have an example in case you want to move on in your data packet today. All right, so here I have a new set of data. I'm going to go through this one and one more. Okay, please write down this data. Write down min, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, and max. So min and max are the easiest to identify, 3 and 10 for this data set. Okay, because it's already in order from least to greatest. If it's not, you have to put it in order from least to greatest because we're finding medians, remember? So you need to make sure that that data is in order. All right, next is the median because we have to split the data in half. And for this example, 6 is actually our median. Okay, so again, I draw a line through it, okay, wherever my median lies. Okay, because in this case, okay, I'm going to use these 5 numbers and these ones for my upper quartile. Okay, so for quartile 1, I'm going to find my median, the number that's in the middle. That ends up being 5. Okay, and then quartile 3, 9 ends up being in the middle. Now, if you wanted to draw your box and whisker, okay, we can take a minute to do that. Okay, so again, just so you maybe have a heads up on what we're doing the next couple days. Okay, and if you want to move on in that data packet. So I just made a quick one, 0 through 10. Okay, so first I would make my min and my max. So my min is at 3. My max is at 10. Okay, so I know that my box will be between my min and my max because I don't have any data beyond those 2 points. Next, I would put my median down, okay, but it doesn't matter what order you plot them on because they're going to be in the same spot. Okay, so my my median is 6, and my quartile 1 was at 5. Okay, notice I'm kind of making these vertical lines just to help me create that box. Okay, if there's some way that works better for you, go ahead and do it, but this is the way I like to do it. And then my quartile 3 is at 9. Okay, these 3 numbers are the ones that create the box. Okay, and our min and our max are the whiskers. Hopefully I spelled whiskers right. If not, that's why I'm not an English teacher. Okay, then we draw our box around them. My whiskers are a little slanted, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's what your box and whiskers should look like. Maybe a little neater than mine. All right, next one, we have this new set of data. Okay, it's already in order for us, so I'm going to mark down my min and my max. Okay, take a minute and write down the data. Okay, if you need to pause, this is a good time to pause. And my max is at 89. Now the median is the next part. Okay, I'm going to do a little crossing out because there's not really a good way to do it with my numbers on 2 rows, so I'm going to cross off a little bit. And then we have boom, boom. Okay, so it looks like these numbers, 60 and 63, are in the middle. Okay, so my median, remember you have to like put your line there to kind of split the data. My median would be at 61.5. Okay, then next I want to find my quartile 1. Okay, and in this case, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. 57 is in the middle. Okay, and for my next, my quartile 3, kind of stinks there on separate lines, but then we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. 69 is the one that's in the middle for my quartile 3. Right, if you still have questions, please make sure that you're asking. If you need to go back through the video, that might be a good idea if you were just a little confused the first time. If you kind of notice off to the side in the last 2 problems, I kind of had some steps for you to follow. If those are helpful, you can write those down, or if you like just the way I did it up here. But I kind of followed those steps over on the side.